All right, you've got to love it when a winemaker walks in the room and says, "Oh, it smells a bit funky in here." And I can only assume that's because I'm a POM and we don't wash very much. But moving swiftly on. Good to meet you, Pete. I'm Dan.
Thanks, Dan. How are you?
I love a winemaker whose surname is also the same name as the winery. That's
easy.
Really, really handy in this situation, late in the evening. But we're here at Taste Orange and you brought along some Chardonnay. But before you get into that, because I am thirsty, tell us just a little bit about Logan. What's it all about? Family owned?
Family run? My wife and I own it and run it. I've just done our 15th vintage. 2011 was our 15th vintage. So one of the early ones in the Orange region. And what's it about? It's about good, cool, cold climate wines with elegance and savouriness and fruit. Orange is a region that's so it's cold because it's at high altitude, but it ranges from 600 metres to 1,000, a bit over 1,000 metres, 1,050. So within that region, in that area, you've got a whole lot of different climates. So you can grow so many varieties well. So it's not like, being in Burgundy where there's only a handful of varieties. Well, you grow a lot, okay, but there's a handful that'll really stand out. You've got a huge different variety of climates as well as soils in Orange. And then you've got huge amount of sunshine hours, meaning that you can ripen, even at the top of the hill, you can ripen things well. So which ones are sticking their heads up to be the long-term favourites is hard to say.
Come on, you have to say right now, right here.
Chardonnay.
And then you can look back in 10 years' time and go, I was right.
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay?
Yeah.
And on the red side?
Reds is more difficult. Pinot has been a slow burner in Orange, but it's really coming along, and I think in 10 years it's going to be a big variety there. But and Cabernets or Bordeaux blends are really sticking their hand up. They have got real character up there. But I've got this theory about Shiraz because every region in Australia grows Shiraz, and Orange grows it and makes it differently to every region in Australia. And there's something really valid in that, I think, in showing people in one wine what Orange is about. It's about something the rest of Australia, you can see in this one glass, something the rest of Australia does, and straight away compare to the rest of Australia and go, well, yeah, that is very different and really good and valid.
Fair enough. So, bit of Chardonnay, bit of Shiraz.
All pretty classics there, aren't they? Having said that, probably something like, I don't know, one of the Gruner Veltliners or Rose Veltliner will end up being the big variety.
Gruner is going to be hot one day. It really is.
One day, yeah.
And
if anyone makes a good one,
as well.
Good.
Let's get into the Chardonnay. Beautiful label, I think, is something you probably told quite a lot.
Yeah, thank you. My wife's in charge of making everything look good.
Well done, Mrs. Logan. You've done an excellent job there. Is there anything in particular about how the way this Chardonnay has been made? Is this barrel fermented and yeast and all that sort of stuff?
It is and isn't. This is basically 50% barrel fermented. 52.5 to be exact. This year, it's 2010.
We like precision here at
Spitbucket.
Yeah.
So for me, I love my oak barrels. They're very important to me, but I don't like oaky wine. So for me, I use nearly all 500 litre barrels, so they're large, and a lot of Hungarian oak and a bit of French. Reason for that is that the Hungarian is more subtle than French. I call it more French than French. And so I like love the processes that go on, particularly in Chardonnay, but in a whole lot of wines in oak. That building of the texture, the changing of the Chardonnay flavours themselves, but not the adding of oak character so much. And so that's why it's carefully managed so that it's doing a job, but you're not smelling an oaky wine.
Yeah, you're getting that nice stone fruit on the nose.
Yeah. And there's
a bit of cream there.
Yeah, certainly lees, and there's a little nuttiness, and there's probably a hint of oak, but it's a supporting act rather than, the star. And then there's no malolactic fermentation because I like to keep the natural acid, except in years like 2011 where it's through the roof, so we've got to bring it down with malolactic. But then that's just a tool to do that. But generally, I like to not hide the fruit characters and the mineral characters of the wine itself with the creamy malo characters.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. On the palate, it's quite mouth coating to begin with, I found. Very textural.
Yeah.
And then then the acid really comes through towards the middle and the end, and it finishes really sort of tight.
I'm glad you said that because that's sort of what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
That's why. So I leave it on leaves up until when it's bottled. So it's on leaves for.
I wasn't told to say that, by the way.
Yeah, no. It's on leaves for like 12 months with a lot of stirring. So you're getting the texture from the leaves rather than the malo.
Yeah.
But because you're not doing the malo, you're keeping the nice, clean acid finish.
Wow.
I should be
in
the
wine or
wine
something.
age as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, this is a beautiful Chardonnay, so I definitely suggest you get along and have a look in the shops where you'll find the Logan Chardonnay for what price?
$22.
$22, bargain. And before we leave tonight, Pete, tell us your greatest childhood achievement.
Greatest childhood achievement?
Yeah. Did you ever win the spelling bee?
Yeah, no, didn't.
Tell us.
Filmed at the football for a full 2 minutes when I was about 5, picking my nose and eating it.
We all had nose-related things when we were children. I was the one of the three wise men in the nativity play.
Yeah.
Frankincense was my thing.
Oh yeah.
And just at the crucial moment, I was supposed to give it to baby Jesus. I'd put it down on the ground and I blew my nose.
Nice.
Much to the hilarity of everyone there, and much to the annoyance of baby Jesus. So,
I bet.
Anyway, so
it's very wise.
That's a different note to finish our little chat on. But Pete, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and
Thank you,
best of luck with the Tempranillo and the Chardonnay, which is looking great.
Thank you.
And we'll leave it there and say cheers.
Cheers.
This has been Spitbucket, where we spit so you don't have to.